Hey guys, Alex from Unrelated is here with a video I promised you about me. You asked me about many things. I cannot talk about all of them at once, but I will do this one about my background, about how I came to be a tarot reader and so on. And please don't mind my background. This is kind of the best background I have in my apartment. So here we are. So well, first of all, I will talk about my background, not the wall behind me, but where I'm from, who I am, because the most questions were about this. So first of all, I was born in Russia, Siberia, actually. Novosibirsk is my birth city. It's my kind of small motherland. And I lived here for a really long time, like till I was 19. Then I left to work in Thailand, in Southeast Asia, and I've been going there for work. Like, I've been spending there most of my time. I've been living there for about a decade. Like, I've been going there and coming back for a while to finish my education, and then I was going back there again. So to and fro until I stayed there for the most of my time. I was coming here only to see my parents. So over a decade in Southeast Asia, most of my time in Thailand, and about a year and a half in Cambodia. Now I'm back in Siberia. I didn't plan it. It kind of happened. I think it was a part of my journey. And for now I'm stuck here. So I was hoping to move away. If you've seen my previous video, like the one that I did 4 months ago, when Ross was still with me. Ross was more than, I'm not gonna talk about him today, but he was my baby. This is all I'm gonna say, because I'm not able to talk about him and not like bawl my eyes out at the same time yet. So I was hoping to move us somewhere to a better climate, because he was born in Cambodia. He found me in Cambodia, and he was not enjoying Siberian climate. But now we're not moving since he passed in November, and I'm staying here for now. I have my parents are here, and now it's like the pandemic situation and everywhere, and I pretty much have no idea where to move from here. So I think when time comes, I will know where to go, because Siberia was never kind of my home. I never felt at home here. And like, I told my mom that I'm gonna move away when I was 11. And I didn't know why. I didn't know where I'm gonna go, but I just knew that it's not my place here, and still feel it. My astrological chart kind of confirms it, but I don't know yet where my home will be. So for now, my family is mostly, well, my parents, my cats. I have 4 of them, and you asked me about them as well, so I'm gonna introduce them to you. If you haven't seen my previous video, I had kind of Ross and 3 cats, but since he passed, I found a cat that looked a lot like him, and I thought I would just rescue her, because I'm a cat rescuer as well. I help run a cat shelter. Here we are one of the biggest shelters in my city. So I thought I'm gonna rescue her and find her a new home, but she kind of not just look like him, she also acts like him a lot. So she has become my spark, my inspiration to go on, and her name is Suri. But let me show you my kitties. So first, it's Pixie Pie. This girl here, she's Pixie. She has been with me the longest. I have her since birth. Pixie, say hi. She hates being filmed. She hates it. Yeah, baby. So she is about 4 years old. She was born for Ross, I believe. And this, well, oh sorry, the sun is too bright. So this is the wall of fame. This is all about Ross. So I rescued her mom, Pixie's mom, and she kind of was ours. She stayed with us. She loved Ross most of all, and his loss was also hard on her. Sorry, the new rescue also helped her to get out of her shell because she was kind of avoiding everybody and she was grieving, obviously. So I have her. Her mother is Siamese. I have no idea who her father is, but she kind of has a character. She's very cute and fluffy, but you can't really touch her if she doesn't want to. This girl that's stealing somebody else's food, this is Busa. Busa, say hi. Yeah. So I rescued Busa almost 2 years ago. She was a tiny baby. I rescued her and her brother, if you can see me walking by. This is their house. I just live here. My house look like this. Everything like this is cat tunnels, this is cat tree, this is a cat tree again, and like cat trees and toys everywhere. Sorry, I cannot really flip while I'm making a video, and I can't pause on this device, unfortunately, so I have to do this way. Sorry about that. I'm not very tech savvy. So Busa is with us for about 2 years old. She's kind of our little piranha. She's kind of really cute, but there is a but. She can be a piranha when she wants to. And she's very talkative. She's so funny when she talks. This is my boy Smokey. Can you see him? He's the cutest ever. He's the cutest goofball. He's super cute, super sweet, but also he's kind of dog-like. He's more of a dog than a cat. He is half Egyptian Mao, so he acts like a dog. He follows me around. He chews everything. I have to buy special toys for him to chew. Once he almost died because of it, because he swallowed it. So now I'm super paranoid and super careful with him, but he needs special toys, and I'm buying mice for him with fur to pretty much eat. He chews them, he spits the remnants, and then he goes to eat his food. But I have to buy bags of toys for him. Now people look at me weirdly, so I have to make videos for him to show what he does with them, to prove that I'm not crazy and that they're not just hidden under my sofa or anything like this. But no, he chews them and bites them, and I throw out the remnants of them every day. Like this. And the last but not least, my new rescue, Suri. She is just a kitten. Let me find her. Suri. Okay, she's hiding. Can you see her? Suri, say hi. You can see her in most of my videos because she's kind of my shadow. She follows me. Okay. She's out. Oh, like this. Sorry, come on, show her. She has been just fixed a couple of days ago, but she's feeling good. Okay, she want to say hi. So she's very active. She's hyper. She's like a live wire. This is one of the things that they have in common with the Ros as well. So she's awesome. She really helps me a lot. So when I say that rescue is a two-way street, like when we rescue somebody, they really rescue us, this is true. Like Ross did with me, and all of them are helping me a lot. So you also asked me, some of you know already, that I'm a cat rescuer. As I mentioned, I help run a cat rescue. We started small, but now we have about 50 to 70 rescues at all times. There is a house, and we have staff there, 2 people living with cats and taking care of them, and we pay them salary because well, it's a full-time job, and you cannot just do it like an hour a day or something, because taking care of many cats, they're getting sick, they're being adopted, and we're rescuing new ones. So it's a full-time job. And yeah, so this is about me, my family, my cats. And sorry, I'm kind of being really nervous. If you've been following me, you know me, I'm not very good at like filming myself. It makes me really anxious, so please bear with me. And also you've been really wondering like how I became a tarot reader. Somebody even called me psychic. Well, I do not consider myself a psychic, and I will go into this a bit later. I will explain maybe a new concept for most of you. So I want to start with like a little bit glimpse of my childhood. I was born this way. I was always this weird kid, not very social. I still have problems socializing. I'm deeply introverted, even though I've been working in tourism, even though I've been a guide for 5 years. It kind of it almost killed me being a guide, really. So I'm really good at being on my own. I'm really bad at being understood by most people, and like when I was a kid, I was better with animals. I was always better with animals than I was with people. I do understand people, but the problem is I'm learning to it. I'm studying psychology a lot, but the problem is people most of the time don't understand me. I've been trying, really trying. It was my compensatory reaction. I've been trying to be understood. I've been trying to explain myself, be very precise, and so on and so on. It doesn't help, really. So I kind of accepted that there are people who kind of gets me, and there are those who don't, and that's fine. I don't need too many people anyway. So when I was a kid, I was kind of a, I can't say I was a loner, but maybe I was. So dogs, I was a dog person. I love dogs. I didn't understand cats. I have no idea how it happened, but like now all my family is cat people. My parents have two rescues. Even my brother has a cat. Like everybody is cat people, but we always were kind of dog people before. But I spent most of my time in the forest because we lived nearby, and I was reading books. I'm a bookworm. You also asked about my passions: books, reading books. And to be honest, I'm an inspiring writer. This is my main passion. I'm struggling with it, like with thinking that am I good enough for it, who am I to try and be a writer, and so on and so forth. I'm writing poems, always short stories, and I even wrote a book about Ros and my adventures, like our journey, kind of our adventure. I've been trying to find a representation for it for almost a year now, but with no luck. Some of my pieces are written in English, others are in Russian, most are in Russian, but this book is in English. But if you know an agent willing to represent traveling cat story, Ross has a lot to say. He was a character, he was one of a kind. So and I have many people who love this book, like native speakers, and other cat people, and I believe many people are going to find it fascinating. But well, no luck yet, but I'm not giving up. I'm hoping I will be stable enough, emotionally stable enough to start working on the second part of this book this year, but I'm not sure. We'll still have a lot to process. So my main passion is books, reading books, writing books that no one reads yet, and so on. I'm working on I need to finish one story. I'm working on a short story compilation in Russia. I have a cover, beautiful cover made by an artist, amazing artist friend, and I have everything ready except one last story, because like I'm not able to write yet, but I will do it. So it goes slowly, it takes a long time. I was hoping that by this time I will be doing something more in this area, but still. And I do believe that writing is connected with tarot. I'm really interested in psychology of creativity, psychology of talent, and I think that roots goes in the same directions. When you like, if you're drawing, if you're really talented in something, um you have kind of special. Okay, I promised you I will get back to it when I said that I don't consider myself a psychic, and all of this is connected, like the psychology of creativity, the psychology of a talent, and the mechanism how it all works, and I will get to it a bit later. Sorry, jumping from one topic to another. So I was kind of always like this. And the problem is that I come from an academic family. My parents, they are associate professors in the university, and like everything is highly logical. Everything is my parents, they're atheists, and they're not very good with feelings and with something they cannot explain. So most of my life, I thought like half of my life, the first half of my life, I considered myself kind of crazy. I knew that like if I talk to somebody honestly, they're gonna look me up. So I was trying to ignore this part of me, deny it, ignore it, make it like nothing ever happened. But I had premonitions, I had weird dreams, I had terrible nightmares. I still have them. Very vivid dreams, lucid dreams, like, but dreams, it's about like it's a whole story. It's a separate huge topic for me. Dreams are one of the biggest part of my life. I remember that at one point when I was about 20 something, it was too hard because I've been getting really well. Sometimes it was hard to distinguish what is a dream, what is reality, and the nightmares were terrible. I had one specific nightmare, let's call it that, that freaked me out and makes me like it's the scariest thing in my life, in the whole my experience. And once I even kind of asked God, like, please take it away, please take it away. I can't do it anymore. But then I thought that kind of, who am I without this thing, without my nightmares, without my dreams, without all of this happening around me. And then I kind of figured and accepted that they're part of me, and okay, let them be. And I was just accepting this thing. I was thinking it's just happening in my head, and I tried to live a normal life, tried to fit in, I was a workaholic for many years. Like tourism, it doesn't suggest any life outside work. So pretty much it was like this. I was working and working again. Had no time for anything. But then when I was 27, something started to change. It was a major shift. I was not going where I was supposed to go, and I was really stubborn. I'm terribly stubborn. I'm like super stubborn. I'm as stubborn as they get. And I decided that this is my path, and I tried to stay on it no matter what was going on. But well, I had a stroke when I was 27. I lost sight. I couldn't see where it was going. Well, I had a lot of symptoms due to a lot of stress. Like I've been working in the office. I've been running through, like I had 5 departments, 3 different regions. After being guide, I became a manager in the company, like a regional manager. I had a lot of work and it was stressful, and I will not go into details. Tourism was a lot of like vast experience with people, with emergency situations, dealing with people, solving things. Like a lot. I had great friends there. I had amazing people. I loved this time. I loved being in tourism, but it was eating me up from the inside. Like, it was so demanding, and the stress of, how to say, having a crazy boss was the worst. Unfortunately, I was kind of coping with everything except for this, and there was I think it was kind of meant to be, but one day the craziness level went through the roof, and it was impossible to work. And I've been dealing with too much stress for months, and then my body just so yeah, I had a stroke when I was 27. I left my job through it. I was misdiagnosed. At first they would tell me that I either have a problem with my inner ear or a brain tumor. It was fun figuring it out. So after we finally figured it out, and I was receiving my treatments for several months, I was kind of recovering. I was recovering, like learning to speak again, moving properly. The site was not always operating well. It was fun. After that, after I recovered, I tried to go back to tourism, but to work around it somewhere. But almost exactly a year from my stroke, I got into a car crash. And before I got into this car crash, that I broke my ankle at the time, and yeah, after that I had to learn to walk again. So a lot of learning, all of this. Before I got into that car crash, that morning, I was going to go to a cafe, and I was dressing, and a thought, a very loud thought, kind of ran through my mind. Like, I wanted to, it was my day off, the first day off on my new job, at my new job, and I was going to celebrate it. So I wanted to wear my favorite jeans and like dress up a little bit. But this thought told me, like, wear that pair of jeans, because it would be more comfortable. It how to say, you will not get upset when they're gone, and wear the slippers, they would be more comfortable in the hospital. And I was like, what? Like, what? I was like, I dismissed it, but I wore that pair of jeans that were not my favorite, and the slippers. And yeah, it turned out that I didn't get to a cafe. I got in a car crash, and my ankle was kind of twisted. I Yeah, I could have lost my leg that day, but well, thankfully I didn't. But it was a long journey of getting an operation and walking with crutches for several months, because like an ankle is a tricky place to break. I would tell you, if you can avoid it, please do. So I'm still limping most of my mornings, and after walking a lot I do limp as well. So yeah, I'm working on it. Have a treadmill, I'm doing regular massage. But yeah, it's, I will remember this day till the day I die, because like ankle is a tricky place to break. So it was the second moment. Well, I still try to stay there and work there, even working on crutches and so on and so forth. But after that, my husband, I was married at the time. For those who are asking me, am I going to get married? I've been married. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long, but I don't know if I will get married ever again. Let's see, life will show, because I'm not pro and I'm not against it. If I meet the right guy, it's gonna happen. If I'm not going to meet the right guy, I'm fine. So so we decided to move to Cambodia. He found a job that he liked there, and I really needed time to recuperate, because Cambodia is cheaper than Thailand. And we planned that I was barely walking at that time. I had to learn to walk again, and it was difficult. So we moved there, And a little bit after that, my Ross found me. He was a newborn, and cat mom abandoned him to die on the roof, on the neighboring roof. So it was like a big rescue to get to those kittens, only to survive. But after some time, Ross was the only one. We had a very long survival journey. He was trying to die on me since the 4th day of his life, and Cambodia is not made for pets. No vet clinics, nothing for cats, pretty much nothing. And it was like a 24/7 job for about 5 months. I was full-time mom, and he, like, I'm the only mom he knows, so for me he's my baby. And sorry. So he changed, he showed up in my life, and he turned it upside down. 3 weeks, 5 weeks, he was a month and a half approximately when my brother died. He was still in Thailand. He also worked there, and he was my soul brother. It was like, there is love at first sight, but with him it was like, when I saw him for the first time, it was like my brother entered the room. I didn't know this person, I didn't know him, and I have a blood brother, but we were never close. We're just trying now to develop a relationship. But when I saw Oleg, it was like, I just knew that he was my brother. So I call him my soul brother, and he was one of the most important people in my life. And he died in an accident. He was 27 when he died. And I had to go bury him. Well, and after that, Ross, like, I was helping him to survive, and he was helping me to survive, because my world was shaken by this loss. And right at this time, my marriage started to fall apart, and since I've been having too much at the same time, I couldn't figure it at first. So, but then it was the reason for me to get into psychology, to find my first therapist, and to start working on my issues and start learning it deeper. Before that, I got 2 degrees, but they're not psychology related. I'm finished a teacher training university. We had like a decent amount of psychology, but it was mostly related to teaching and dealing with kids and so on. Well, yeah, I'm a teacher of foreign languages, but mostly I speak English and Russian. I've been studying other languages. I do understand a little bit Thai, just regular Thai, just on the street talk. I do understand some German. That's it, pretty much. I do not speak other languages, unfortunately. I was too lazy, I guess. And I have a degree in public relationship, but well, can it help me working in tourism? But I never used it. So Russia is a weird country. We all are supposed to have higher education, but most people don't use it in their real life. So yeah, crazy system, but let's not get into that as well. So after that, it was long process of like planning what to do with life. And my husband at the time, he had a dream of moving to Greece, and we were working on it for 2 years. We prepared all documents for him. He got European citizenship. He had an opportunity to do so, and we were kind of moving there, and I got here waiting for him to take us with him to prepare the documents for me to move there. But well, then I learned that actually he doesn't want us to, like Ros and I. And I got stuck here in Siberia. I came here for the short term, but I stayed long term. So you never know where life throws you, right? But actually it was not an easy thing, but spiritually speaking, yeah, I've learned a lot working on my issues. Then I found my second therapist because I really needed therapy. And I've been in therapy for 2.5 years. It helped me with many issues. And what's most important, why I'm telling you all this story, because every part of it was bringing me closer to who I was. Sometimes if you're into astrology, if you know a little bit about how Saturn works, and I'm life path number 8, I'm character number 8, life path number 4, Saturn and karmic nodes, they play a huge part in my life. And since I was very stubborn, they've been kind of kicking me in the back, in the ass, towards where I was supposed to go. So I wasn't walking there myself, so they've been dragging me there, cutting things that were keeping me away from my path, from me. It was painful, it was difficult, it was transformative, it was lengthy, and but I was growing through it. I was growing because Ross was creating limitations for me. He had terrible separation anxiety. He would vomit blood if I would leave him for more than 4 hours. So I had to find a way to work from home, and there are not many options working from home in Russia, so we've been barely making it. So I had to choose, like, if I'm buying something more than bread and butter, or I'm getting like secondhand clothes, something, because like he never had very good health and he needed help and I needed therapy. It was like my necessity. So I was cutting on what wasn't necessary. I had one pair of jeans and one warm sweater in Siberia. Yeah, it was fun. So having these limitations, first one, then another, they were a part of my growth. So when you are encountering struggling moments, try to look at them. I know it's hard, but try to look at them as like, what can you learn from it? Sometimes we need to learn to ask for help, but we're too proud to do it. So we are being put in the position when we have no other choice. So learn what you can learn from everywhere, no matter what's going on around you. The most valuable lessons are the most difficult to learn. I've learned it the hard way, as like I do with everything. I'm a quick learner, but like I'm super stubborn. And also therapy brought me, like, through my therapist, I met an amazing person. Because when I solved my most burning issues with relationships, my weird thing came up. Because at that time, whatever was going on in my mind, what I thought it was going on in my mind, it started happening to people around me. People started seeing things around me. I saw them and I was like, okay, it's happening in my mind, nothing new, that's okay, I'm kind of used to it. But then other people started seeing them around me. And then I decided that I need somebody to talk to about this. And since my therapist wasn't a big specialist in it, he's a really good therapist. He helped me a lot. I told him just a little bit about weird issues, and he kind of knew by that time that I'm special, let's call it that. He arranged a meeting for me with a very special psychiatrist, because I was really questioning my sanity once again. You can Google him. His name was Caesar Korolenko. I can write it for you in the comments if you're interested. Like, let me know if you're interested. I can I think I will put a link to his article. He was also bilingual. He lived in Siberia and in Canada half of the time. He's one of the most famous psychiatrists of the world, in top 30 or 40, I believe. So you can Google him. There is Wikipedia page about him, and there is some articles, some works of him as well. So he studied mind of special people. Again, let's call it that for now. So we talked with him He was 80 something, 86 I believe. Unfortunately, on in 2020 he died, supposedly from coronavirus. So I consider him a friend, even though we spoke several times, just not so much because he was rather old. It was difficult for him to meet a lot of people. So, but I do consider it a personal loss because he was someone special, someone amazing. Because he became a psychiatrist to understand what was happening with him, because he was like one of us weird people. So he called it a temporal lobe personality. So now we're coming to like psychic thing and everything, and what I was telling you, like I was born this way. We have a temporal lobe in our brain. It is responsible for processing visual information, audio information, the information that we're getting from the world. And there are people who has a more sensitive temporal lobe, so we kind of get an additional channel of information. I suspect we're getting information from collective subconsciousness, like if you, I prefer to use psychological terms, and I believe that since now, from what I see, there is a rise in temporal lobe people and special abilities. Spiritual community call it awakening. People are awakening. They are getting this additional ability, additional opportunity to get additional information to process it. I have a lot of people who are coming to me because they know kind of into weird stuff, so they're coming to me and asking me to explain what's happening with them, because they also don't know what's going on with them. And I do believe that in the near future there will be more people having these abilities, like hearing things, seeing things, dreaming about things, and so on and so forth. A lot of things that cannot yet be explained. But Caesar, he made the first step. Not the first step. I think that Freud made the first step, then Jung was, and I put Caesar in there ranks because he made the next step to understanding this thing. So temporal lobe personality is somebody who has an additional channel of information, and we kind of connected with collective subconsciousness to this abyss that's out there. We kind of are more sensitive, and we can get in different forms. It doesn't mean that every temporal lobe personality has the same thing happening to them. No, I've spoke to some have different talents, can be different things like clairvoyance, with multiple opportunities. I don't think we have the names for all of them yet, but this also is connected with talent. So I think this, us being more sensitive to information from this information field that is kind of happening around us, is what makes talented people, like not talented. I do believe that every person is talented, but there are people who are more artsy kind of. There are people who are very good with their hands, and there are people who are like talented mothers. There are people talented builders. There are many kinds of talent, but nowadays people are using talent in regards to arts mostly. I don't think it's right. So those people who are like drawing something, it's coming to them from somewhere. This is like all of creative artsy people are temporal lobe personalities. All of them are like writers and everybody and everything. And this is one of the reasons why most of them are considered to be weird or crazy, or well, not normal, because whatever they are receiving through this additional channel of information can mess you up, because many things come with it. Not just the talent come with it, not just the ability to read cards come with it, not just all this, but a lot of information, and not just information. Somebody asked me if it's safe to do tarot. It's not safe to play games if you don't know the rules of these games. So you need to understand the process, what is going on, what is happening. Maybe it's my like academic brain speaking, like logical side of me speaking, because I need to understand what I'm dealing with before I'm gonna do it. So when you are a temporal low personality, you are already facing this abyss, and this is not just information field. So there are some beings, they are real but they're not material. I know it sounds crazy, but well, unfortunately I've seen some, and there are just beings, I don't think they're good about something there, and there are, to put it very, very simplified, there are good powers, the good side and bad side, light and dark, right? So let's call it angels or demons. So angels, they can be very, very their interference is super rare. So most of the time you are dealing with dark side trying to affect you. So if you don't know, if you're not used to doing it, if you're not used to dealing with it, if you don't know how to protect yourself, I cannot tell you all the ways to do it. You have to find them for your own, on your own. You have to, I don't know, read up, try them and see what's working for you. For me, prayer works most. I don't know, it's the one thing that really helps. Not the crystals, not the sage, not the prayer, meditation, psychological deep work with myself, autotherapy. This is my way. I don't know what's gonna work for you. I'm not saying like these other things, they do not work, they don't work for me, because this is really individual. There are no rules here, no standard rules. The process of how it works is just beginning to be understood by some people, right? So if you're getting into this, you need to understand that you're a pioneer, that you may make mistake and you're putting yourself in danger. I do believe it. I know it. I've experienced it, and this is a separate topic for a separate conversation. If you're interested, maybe one day I'm gonna gather myself to do it. So you need to understand that normal people, they kind of have protection from this invisible world. They have some wall. Temporal low personalities, they don't have it. And if you're deciding to start doing tarot, you're kind of lifting up the remnants of protection that you have, and you are being exposed to the negative influence. Nightmares is this would be the least of your problems then. So I plan to do a separate video about dealing like how to read tarot, what to look forward to, what to do, what not to do. But if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have a tarot guide. I put it in the written word, and you can email me and request it and I will send it to you. So I wrote the main rules there. I didn't make a video about it, I believe, but I made a tarot guide. I spent some weeks compiling it and working through it, so you will know how to say, you will have some main rules. It's not too big, it's not a textbook, it's not anything. It's how I see it, how I understand it. Please know that whatever I'm speaking of, it's my side of the situation. I never pretend to know the universal truths of things. I can only share what I know, what I've learned, what I understand, how I understand it. My understanding is evolving, it's changing. I'm getting new information all the time. So it's not the universal truth. I never pretend to know everything. Please know that. And whatever I'm saying, it's my point of view and my experience. So like this. But kind of, if you're into tarot, most probably you are a temporal low personality to some extent. There are different amounts of it. Like there is, like, you can be introverted and extroverted to some extent. Some a little bit, others more. Same with temporal low personalities, but I do believe that my ability to read tarot is a side ability, because my main thing is writing, even though I'm not very successful there yet. I'm hoping to get there one day. Everything comes at the right time, right? So and writing, if you're an artist, if you're a writer, you can confirm or say that it's not working for you this way. Like, for example, with poems, they come, well, to me, they come to me, and they come, and my job is to write them down, and probably like try to take them from where they are. It's like they're coming, the first line and the second line, and then I have to pull them from there. I'm not creating them. Same as with my stories, I'm not creating them. They come to me, and my job is to find the right words to put them down. This is how it works for me. I know that for some artists it's the same way, like they draw some things they see and they draw them and it comes to them. Like, I've started drawing last year too. I've put some posts about it. I do not consider myself an artist. Please don't know that. I just draw because it helps me to deal with my anxiety and with my negative feelings, because sometimes, like, when I'm too tired, writing kind of for me it works differently. I need to have an empty and rested mind for it. With drawing, I can do in any time of day, night, like anytime, and it's like my coping mechanism. So I also draw like intuitively, not very good at it, but it helps me. But all of these things, they're kind of coming to us from the same field, from the same plane, from this abyss, from this collective subconsciousness that I've been talking about. And I think that this information that I'm getting through tarot as the same ways I'm catching my poems and my stories, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so it is connected. That's why I'm saying that mechanism of a talent, at least artsy kinds of talent, and this how to say, weird talents that are not considered to be normal yet by other people, is the same. The mechanism is the same. The thing that we're doing is different. But this is also the reason why artists, writers, and so on are so tormented, because they're getting a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure from this dark side. That's called. I don't want to go into the how I see the world and everything. So otherwise we will be talking for hours here, and my worldview is not set yet. I still have more questions than answers, and again, it's rather eclectic, and I'm trying to understand a lot of things, but I'm simplifying this for everybody to know, to understand. And I don't have different words for this, like light side, like angels, demons. These are the words that are understood by everybody. Light beings, dark beings, let's call them that. So, but I know that there is the dark side to all that, and if they can get you, if they can get to you, they will get to you. They will scare you, they will seduce you, they will try to do everything to take you, shake you from your path. So most temporal low personalities, most talented people, they are open to their influence more than other people. They are kind of mediums in a way. Mediums, they do not have this protection from this realm. So that's why it's difficult, sometimes scary, sometimes you cannot understand what the heck is going on. It can bring you feelings or anxiety. I'm an empath that's why it's one of the reasons I'm not really dealing with people a lot, because like if somebody's sick around me, they drain energy from me. I'm learning to protect from it, but yet again, like um I don't have solutions offered to me. I have to create them as I go, because some things, they are so weird that I have been just disregarding them, and I haven't been really talking much about them with anybody, even my therapist. Um, Only with Caesar I was able to talk about it a little bit and not consider it to be crazy. And one of the most triggering things I've heard, but also one of the most helpful things I heard, was his words. He told me that if you were born with additional tasks or additional talents, if you were born to do more, the life is going to request it from you. And if you deny it, it's going to come to you like a rubber effect. So the more you're pushing it aside, the more it's gonna hit you when it comes. But it's gonna come, and I'm the proof of that. I was trying to run away from myself. I was trying to deny these parts of me, this side of me, for a very long time, because I cannot explain it. Now, thank God, I have some information. I have some explanation. It's just an outline. But yeah, and he told me like, yeah, you're not crazy. Don't even try to run away from your destiny, karma, whatever, into this path, because you cannot hide. You cannot hide from yourself. So if you've been given these talents, they are kind of your tasks. And from what I learned from astrology, I did study, I went to school of Vedic astrology, and I do prefer Vedic astrology. I do not follow Western astrology. I think that Vedic is much more deep and much more precise, and it did explain a lot to me about me. It helped me in understanding myself a lot. So if you're studying astrology, I would suggest at least looking at, like, considering Vedic astrology, or learning a little bit about it. So from what I learned, if you have a specific talent, they are usually connected with your karmic tasks. So if you have a talent, it is your task to develop it, to bring it to this world. So you can run, but you cannot hide from yourself, from who you are. And talking to him, learning things from him. I'm still reading his books about psychology and psychiatry. Help me to kind of get rid of excuses and illusions that I can be normal. I can just go on with doing something like this. And after some time, after talking to him about it and so on, I was kind of put in the position that I cannot explain it. I had to have my channel. I was kind of made to do it, because it was one of the awakening moments. Okay, let's use this terminology, because the moment I accepted that, okay, this is my norm, I am this temporal personality, fun stuff's gonna be happening to me all the time. The moment I opened myself to this, more shit started happening with me. I still cannot explain, because I do not have explanation for what is going on, but it feels like it's like a part of awakening process. So there was one period when I really had my spirit guides really loud in my head, like really loud. I didn't hear voices, but I heard thoughts a lot. And I was kind of pushed, really pushed, to start my own channel that I never thought I was ready to do, or I was good enough to do, or something to do. Like, I was like, but they kind of told me I got no chance. So either this or go starve again. So I started it. and everything lined up. Whatever was happening, all the experience I've been having before, and everything else, and the hardships, the struggles, the limitations, and everything, they were a step. Like having this channel is a step as well. It's a process. You cannot stop walking your path until you're alive, like until you're dead. I mean, while you're alive, you're still walking. So it's one of the steps. And but having the channel and exploring the tarot reading, going deeper into that, helped me see how all the previous steps, all this experience that I've been having, aligned, kind of how everything happened for a reason and it's leading me somewhere. Sometimes the experience is so painful that you cannot see in the moment where it's taking you. Sometimes it's so hard to process that you want to give up. And I know the feeling. But I do believe that, well, actually, versatile experience, well, I told you some, it's just a part of what I've had. And I had a piece of pretty much every cake on the plate. A piece of every struggle you can think of, every trauma you can think of. One way or the other, to some extent, yeah, because it feels like, oh, if you're in astrology, I have a lot of retrograde planets, yay! So a lot of and yeah, a lot of Saturn over my chart. He stepped everywhere, he touched every piece of it. And I have Rahu, the north karmic node, in my first house. It's like written on my face. So I've kind of accepted it, that my path will not be the easiest. It will always be a path of transformation. It will always be a path of change and loss and hardships. Sometimes it's so hard to go on. And sometimes when, like, you're telling me in the comments, like, it's easy to say no. No, guys. But I do believe that these kind of things, when you're experiencing, the only thing that makes sense here is that we agree to it. We agree to it. Like in my universe, it cannot have happened otherwise. You agree to it. I agree to it. I chose this path. I chose to have this experience. I chose to work through these kind of tasks, karmic tasks, so on. And since I chose it, I have no right to give up. And even if you give up, it's not going to be easy. You'll have to repeat this experience all over again and do it again. So for those who are struggling, I feel you. I know I've been there, or I am there. And or I will be there if I haven't been yet. I do believe that I have a lot of struggle ahead of me as well. And this is a part of life. And one of the most important lessons that I've learned from having very different, very versatile life experience, dealing with many people, being in many different situations, is do not judge. Do not judge anybody. Do not even judge yourself. Do not judge. Try to understand. Try not to blame and judge or victimize yourself or blame everybody or victimize others. Don't judge. Accept what's happening and see where you can go from there, or how you can help this person here. If you cannot help them, walk away. But judging somebody doesn't do anybody good. Doesn't do anybody good. You in the first place. So it's one of my main rules, and I think it's one of my sometimes it's not easy, but judging people doesn't help. And actually it frees you as well. When you're allowing yourself to be who you are, you're also allowing other people to be who they are, where they are. We are on different paths. We are in different places on this path. Like even if you're walking similar, if you're walking parallel paths, you can be learning different experience right now. So this people can can be wrong, and they have the right to be wrong. You can be wrong. So I can be wrong, of course. So I mean, not judging other people, for me, it's the same as allowing them to do them, to be where they're supposed to be, to learn what they're supposed to learn. And it is the same as allowing yourself to be who you are, because sometimes we're trying to feed other people's expectations and we are punishing ourselves for not feeding them. And this is the same as judging. You're judging yourself, you are punishing yourself. You're judging other people, you're also punishing them for not meeting your expectations. Why I'm speaking a lot about not judging, I think it's very, very important. It's really important. When you are not judging, you're freeing yourself, really freeing yourself in so many ways. And try it. The next time somebody pisses you off, like, try not to judge them. It will be a fun exercise. Sometimes, yeah, it's rather difficult exercise, but I think it's worth trying every day. So one thing, I don't know if it's related to a story or not, it just came up in my mind, and I think I would love to share it. I think that one thing that separates a human being from all other kinds, from all other animals and beings, maybe non-material beings, light or dark ones, we have a choice. We have a choice every day, every minute of the day, to choose who we are. Are we going to be better, or are we going to be worse? Who are we going to be now? So don't judge yourself for who you were a moment ago. Learn from it, grow from it, and go forward. Because judgments and guilt and so on, they keep you stuck. They keep you stuck in the past. They are not letting you move forward. Judging others, doing the same to you. To you, not to them, to you. So choose who you want to be. Choose who you are this moment. It may be a different person that you were a moment ago. So choose it. Say, I'm not this person anymore. I am a different person, and act accordingly. Because choice is nothing without action. So choose who you are. Choose how you act. Choose how it is allowed to act around you. Don't change other people. Just voice it. Like, say, this is my new norm. This is who I am. This is how I would like to be treated. Please, if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to respect me, or if you don't like me, if you don't love me, choose to walk away. Not to stay and judge them and change them, but to walk away. By choosing who you are, by choosing how you act, you're choosing what kind of world you live in. Okay, because the people around you are the reflection of how you are treating yourself. What you think you're worth. So consider that. Just some food for thought. Well, guys, I know it was kind of not very structured, but I'm hoping I've answered some of your questions, like what was my path to becoming a tarot reader, what's my background, and unfortunately I'm more absent-minded than usually after losing Ros, and I'm still not right in my mind yet. Well, being absent-minded, being not focused helps with reading tarot, but doesn't help with many other things, and I'm kind of, my mind is jumping from one place to another place. I'm forgetting what I was talking about sometimes. It's a process, but sorry if it all sounds like a mess. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for asking me all these questions, and I do plan to do another video about the rest of the questions I didn't cover today, so mostly about tarot. But please remember, if you want a tarot guide, you can email me about it. And pretty much everything I'm gonna talk about, I have it written there. I get no new information yet. So I would love to hear from you, and please don't forget to leave your pick a card topic requests. I always read through the comments, and sometimes you inspire me. There are some great suggestions rather often. So tell me what you want, tell me what you're interested in, because we are going through a difficult time now, and your interests, they may change and they may be not as I see them. So let me know, just let me know. Just, we are here together, and I appreciate, I have amazing audience. And by the way, yeah, I already put a message out there. Thank you, thank you for all your love and support you've been giving me all this month. I really, really appreciate it, and it means more to me than you know. It's the first time I'm experiencing loss not on my own, and you're a part of my support group. Sorry, I am emotional again. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being there for me, for waiting for my videos, for messaging me, for sending me your emails. It means the world, truly. So I just want to tell you that I'm listening to you. You are being heard. So don't forget to tell me what you want to see. I can't promise you to use all of your ideas, but I will see them, I will read them, I'm writing them out, and I'm planning my videos to address your interests and your needs, since you are my audience. Okay, so we're kind of in this together. Well guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have some other questions about tarot. I will try to plan this new talk conversation, and please take care. Please remember, love yourself first, take care of yourself, and yeah, love yourself first sometimes sounds egotistical, but it's not. If we are talking not about egotistical behavior but about love, it's not egotistical. When you are loving yourself, through that you're only able to love other people more, better, understand them better. So I'm out. Talk to you soon. Bye.